Hey everyone, welcome to the EP Journal. I'm really excited today. We have a special guest with us, Dharmesh from Resiada, who's been an entrepreneur for 20-something years now. So we're going to get into his story. Right now we're keeping our distance, and you can see the bottle
This is too close.
Pure. This is a little bit too close, right? You know, with a lot of cancellations going on out there, we won't make too many jokes about it, obviously, because Corona can be stopped with 2 limes, is what I heard. No? Bad joke?
Bad joke.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it, right? Today, obviously, we have a special guest, and why I'm excited about that is because I've known Dharm for 2013? 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah, 2013, is that 10 years? Can we do math? We're fantastic entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to say 10
years
that we've actually known each other.
Yeah.
You know, within the industry, and you've been an entrepreneur, you said, for 20-something years, and obviously you have a lot of learning, so why don't you tell us a little bit about that, your journey?
Sure. I mean, my journey started when I was 14, really. Started as a dishwasher. That was amazing. And through becoming a dishwasher at the restaurant, there was a really good opportunity to start working on with creating menus and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that was like, oh, this is kind of fun, a little design action. So that really launched me into thinking about art and design quite a bit. And then the guy who owned the restaurant definitely underpaid me, like huge. But it did help kind of get the skill set.
Building up your portfolio.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Yeah.
And what was really good is I learned about Photoshop, learned about, JavaScript, actually did videos. That was kind of cool. And created my first design company back then. It wasn't like a lot of stuff, but it was some. So I started getting all the restaurants on board in the neighborhood, and just doing all their design and graphics and whatnot. And it was really cool. It was fun.
All right, so from that perspective, would you say that knowing videos, cutting, editing, knowing design aspects is an important skill set for entrepreneurs, especially nowadays?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think the more important skill set would be the tenacity to be creative and thinking about how to connect the dots between people.
Right, because you can always outsource some of those skill sets now, 100%. As long as you can think of it.
Like Fiverr.com. You don't need to be a guru in Photoshop. Just Fiverr it. It's all good.
I actually used Fiverr for the book cover. Sells it.
Oh, legit.
So I used it for that and for the editing. Yeah,
I thought you did that.
No. I draw stick figures. Yeah, that's about what I do.
Yeah. But that did teach me about like how to connect with people, how to actually like put myself out of the box and not be shy. I was really shy back then. I never want to talk to anybody.
Yeah, you're not too shy anymore.
Depends on the circumstances. But not so much. And I think from there I went to high school, obviously, and in high school, I was the resident nerd of the school.
Okay.
We made a lot of money.
And this was where?
This was in Toronto.
In Toronto, okay.
Yeah, so it was the computer teacher would hire us in the summer to refresh all the computers, like $25 an hour.
Hire you.
Yeah.
Okay.
$25 an hour. It's amazing.
That's really good.
A ton of money. Yeah. And from there, bought a computer, did all the stuff, started getting into Photoshop significantly, and then went to college. Wanted to get into this other media studies program, but I wasn't smart enough by 0.5%. Oh, that was the worst. Anyhow, so I didn't get into it.
How many years later, and you're still dinged by that?
It's the worst.
I also did miss a Canadian joke right there when you said $25 an hour. So just letting you know. I let that one slide.
So back then it was the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then from there, actually I went to college, and funny enough, we were just hiring from that college last week. That was kind of cool. Yeah. And what ended up happening was, after year 1 completed, I got an opportunity to work for a company to teach as a summer job. So I was teaching adults computer programming. The irony of it is I'm super shy, and I didn't know how to do that. So my boss helped me out, and he videotaped me, and he taught me to be my best critic and my worst critic by myself. Okay. So that was really good. And I think that's a lesson for everybody. Like, you should criticize yourself as much as you can.
Yeah. Be
Or
your own,
be your own
critic,
critic, right?
Absolutely.
Or else, who's going to criticize you more than you?
Most people in this world will fluff you.
Yeah.
They'll just tell you that
They'll be like, that is so
great.
great.
Good
You're
job.
amazing.
Yeah. No.
Well, no.
True friends will criticize you and help you grow.
Legit. So that was really neat. And from there, after 3-4 weeks working for him, I'm like, why don't we teach the world? Like, I'm teaching 10 students. So we teamed up and we built a first online training software, like an LMS.
Mm-hmm.
And we created it white labeled. So by the end of summer, we had 80,000 visitors on the website.
Wow.
We wrote our own content because the content needed to be easier to digest.
Mm-hmm.
And then we made a subscription model on it. So then I sold it to the school that didn't let me in, which was great. And then I kind of worked myself out of a job. I took all the components that I was doing and we hired someone to do it and they laid me off. I'm like, that's amazing. So the backstory of that is while I was in high school, my friend and I, we got recognized by the vice principal's husband, and they wanted to, he was running a conference at the Environment Canada.
Okay. And this is Mike?
Yeah, Mike. And so then we got invited to do their software and all that and figure it out. So we built out a registration platform back then. It was amazing. And that was our summer fun project. And they would fly us to all these amazing places and we'd take our friends with us. So it was a good time.
And what's the name of that, Rich?
Streampoint. Okay. Streampoint Solutions. And when I got laid off from the job that I was doing, and then Mike got laid off from his, that was when the dot-com bust happened.
Right, yeah.
So him and I were at the bar, we're like, what are we gonna do? I don't know. We're like, why don't we do that thing in the summer and do it full time and see what happens? So we started in his basement. We tore down a wall in the kitchen in the basement. We got some friends to work with us, and from there, I'm a true believer in Kismet and meeting people at the right time, like you as well. So I know Mike was trying to get some internet to the house, like a really, really crazy fast internet. And we have pictures. I'll show you the pictures one day. And the guy's on the phone like, what are you guys doing? Like, why do you need this internet in your house? We're like, well, this is what we're doing. It's like, well, I got a friend you need to talk to because he can help you with the with the event business to kind of figure out the lay of the land. And that was amazing. Like, it was a good catalyst to getting to know what the event business is about from a business standpoint, from a networking standpoint. And it also taught me to put myself out there, and I'm trying to do that as much as possible still.
Well, I'd say you're pretty well known in
well,
the business now. So,
still. And I think that was really cool. And the tipping point for that was just growth that was happening. We're connecting with more people. And that is one thing that I did learn is that as we are moving on our journey, the connection of people is definitely more important than anything you can think about. Relationships. And people say, I don't know, relationships, but they do matter. Like, I met you 10 years ago and we kept in contact and we're doing some cool things together. It's amazing.
An awesome day. 2 days. Yeah.
Right. And I think that just, like, when I fly a lot, I meet people on the plane all the time and really cool things happen out of that, So I think that's...
And you said you're shy.
Well, not anymore, but yeah, and that's
cool.
pretty much it.
All right, so why don't we do this? Tell a little bit about Resiada.
Resiada, it was a project that turned out from for Streampoint, we had housing built within the platform, and we looked at it and we were looking to diversify our technological portfolio significantly. So then we started building out a system and looked at the industry, what's out there, what's not out there. And we actually surveyed our customers, seeing what they want, and they actually teamed up with us and helped us develop a solution that's Resiada. And with Resiada, what's great is it's actually a platform built by customers for customers, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you not want to build something your customers want? Right? And the success of it is that it's easy to use. It's simplified for such a complicated process.
So much so even I can use it.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And also that it's integrated with everything that we can or you want to integrate with. It's also cash flow in the sense if you're worried about cash flow, you don't have to worry about it. The software helps you actually make money. Like, who doesn't want to make money?
Yeah,
right?
Everybody?
Everybody?
Right.
Like,
Reporting functionality, you had mentioned
Yeah,
that earlier too.
that's pretty
so that
awesome.
You could actually track the cash flow that way too.
yeah, and also you can do differential. So there's a lot of cool features that have been customer driven for us, and it's allowed us to really, really like wedge into the market in a good spot because people want it.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm excited about it, especially after these 2 days of showing me the solution, putting together the strategy behind it. So it's pretty cool.
Could do some cool things.
Why don't we go ahead and end with this? The audience really always likes to understand the biggest lesson learned, right? So for me, I'm just starting off on this journey. You've been an entrepreneur for many years now, and as you're launching a new company, right, from the first one, what's the biggest learning that you had that you're going to take into Resi?
I think failure is not a failure. Failure is never an option, and truly and honestly, a lot of mistakes are normal, or a lot of failures are normal, because that's definitely an opportunity to learn to not do it again and do it better the next time.
There's always a learning out of that failure.
100%, and I think it's not a good idea to be an entrepreneur if you think that it's going to be perfect every time. Like, failures are not failures, they're learning opportunities, and if you're open to learning opportunities like that and making sure you're honest and transparent about those things, you're good. But if you're having failures or learning opportunities, let's call it, and you're not transparent about it, and you're affecting your customers and your colleagues, then we got a problem.
All right. All right, so we'll end with this one.
I'd shake your hand, but...
No, I'm not shaking your hand. We're gonna have Purell there. Well, we'll end with this one. What are you most excited for in 2020?
2020, I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff affecting our landscape right now. Coronavirus being one of them, and we're trying to navigate with that. But if we put that aside, what I am excited about is our Resiada journey. If you put that aside, I'm also excited about all the different technologies that are out there and what's coming up. And
there's a lot popping up.
There's a lot popping up, but it's also there's an overwhelming amount of technology. But through those weeds, there are some good things that make you think about and go, out of the industry and also in the industry. It's important too. So
and you do the same, and I as well. I tend to look outside the industry for inspiration on what could actually help drive growth within the event industry. 100%. We don't know what we don't know, so we can't keep looking at the same places expecting the same things to pop up.
That's right.
Ideas pop up. That's insanity.
You have to try and focus on what you don't know.
Exactly.
To make that pie a little bit smaller.
Well, as you said before, I'd shake your hand, but Corona. So we'll end here. Thank you, Dharm, for your time today, and hope everyone learned something.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you.